We come now in the Bedford competition to the Young Writers Short Story Award, judged by Stephen Bywater. As a long-time former colleague, I must keep this formal. Stephen Bywater joined the Merchant Navy at 16 before going on to study English. After graduating, he taught in South and Central America for 3 years, returning to the UK to complete an M.Litt at St Andrews. For the past 20 years, he has taught English in Bedford. He is the author of 2 novels, The Devil's Ark and Night of the Damned, and is currently working on his 3rd.
Thank you, Dr. Barnes, for that introduction. I was honoured to be asked to be one of the judges for the Bedford competition, and I thoroughly enjoyed reading the shortlisted entries for the Young Writers Short Story Award. Congratulations goes to Kirsten Uddle for winning the competition. Her short story, entitled Black Bin Bags, was a tremendous piece of writing. It was a strong narrative voice. It was quite dark, quite manic, but certainly it drew me in, was able to transport this reader. Likewise, the other stories that I read were very strong indeed. Had it been a different judge, it might well have been a different outcome. So well done to all of you who participated in the competition. I look forward to reading Kirsten's within the anthology, and I'd like to thank the Bedford competition for asking me to judge, and of course Kirsten and the other writers for producing such wonderful stories. Thank you.
Black Bin Bags by Kirsten Udall. The food in this house spoils too quickly. Milk lasts a couple of days, cheese goes black after a week, and we have 6 rotten eggs rotting away on the top shelf of our fridge. He never took enough care to shut the damn thing properly, and nothing can keep if the conditions are wrong. The conditions are wrong for everything here. It all expires before it should. We have no black bin bags left either. It's always been his job to get those. We only have the see-through ones we use for recycling, and I can't use them to throw away the spoiled food. Marilyn's curtains would twitch gleefully if I did that. No, I won't do it. She's not allowed that satisfaction. The kitchen will simply have to smell rancid for another day until he brings some home. No doubt he will moan about the smell when he walks through the door, but I also have no doubt that he will do nothing about it. Spite will drive me to dwell in this sewer until my skin turns black. I'm fine with that. He has to buy the bin bags. I shut the windows, denying the house fresh air. Now the smell is contained, it intensifies. I gag. I smile. He will hate it. But that still isn't enough. It's bad, but not bad enough to force him to buy them. I shut the curtains too. The house is choked by darkness, and I am nesting in its foul throat. I bring my hands up to my own and swallow, feeling the bile fall and rise up again inside. I want him to know this. I want him to live this. I want to see him vomiting so violently that his vital organs pool at his feet. I want his skin to scale over when he tries to scuttle away from the smell. I want to see his body convulse as he falls to the floor and chokes on his own tongue. I want to bear witness to it all. And then I want to tell people that he died because he forgot to bring home black bin bags. A cautionary tale to the domesticated man. The phone is ringing now. I wouldn't usually answer, but it's rung twice already and takes too long to go to voicemail. I pick up the phone. It's his mother, the crow who raised an incompetent son. "Sylvie, are you there?" she squawks. I answer, "Yes." "Oh, my dear, how are you?" I answer, "Fine." I ask her the same. "Well, Oh, you know. I do know. Have I caught you at a bad time? She has. I'll ring you back later. I don't really care whether she does or whether she doesn't. I won't be picking up either way. I turn back to the food in the fridge now. The fridge light is dim from the time it has spent exhausting itself trying to preserve what's left of the good inside. I don't blame it for giving up. It can only do so much with the door left open. A swamp of raw meat juice is festering at the bottom, and I realise that I'm disappointed. No maggots. I don't know how to make them come though, and I won't turn my mobile on to Google it. It hasn't been switched on for weeks and I don't have the stomach for it now. I'm too busy digesting other things. I'm slowly getting used to the smell, but that's not what I want. So, even though it's midday in mid-June, I turn the heating on and wait. He would kill me for wasting his money. But to my delight, the revulsion returns. I turn the oven on next, and I am devoured again by disgust. I heave in a most heavenly way as the thickness of the air engulfs me. Sheer divinity suffocates me with spoiled meat and methane. Around me, greasy hot tentacles begin to unfurl themselves. They seize the tip of my nose, then they trail slime up my nostrils. They're creeping further and further and further. It hurts. I can feel them digging for my organs, rooted behind my eyes. I know they're reaching for my lungs further and further and further still. I can't breathe. I don't want to breathe. He will find me blue on the ground. But then, a slam of the letterbox. They retract. My body betrays me by breathing again. Eyes adjusted to the darkness, I stagger through the stench towards the front door where I see a perfect pale envelope taunting me from the ground. I scream. My release. My surrender. Now just another thing in this house spoiled too soon. I spit on the envelope as I did with every one that had come before. He would be mad at me for that. It could be from his Uncle Ernest or his cousin Kurt or his ex-girlfriend Evelyn or someone else that had never concerned themselves with me before. Yes, it'll be addressed to me, but written for him. He doesn't deserve that. I wade barefoot back towards the twisted comfort of the dirty kitchen. I feel the veil of dead flowers draped beneath me on the floor. I had gotten sick of watching so many of them wilt a week ago, but I couldn't throw them away. Not out of sentiment or anything. I had no black bin bags. Instead, I had to watch them die on the laminate. At least with the curtains closed, I don't have to look at them anymore. I never want to smell the sweetness of flowers again. At my funeral, I want every flower in sight drowned in vinegar. It's much more fitting for the occasion. I want my body left unburied too. I want it to be a symbol of premature expiry, the kind that cursed my house. Then leave my decomposing corpse to pollute the air with odours so offensive even the vultures vomit around me. Then make him clean it up. Because he started it all. He is the reason for the spit-drenched cards at our door. He is the one who caused this stench. He bought the milk. He bought the cheese. He bought the eggs. He never shut the fridge door properly. He brought the faulty thing to begin with. He would hate the smell. He would moan about the smell. He would buy the bin bags because of the smell, but he forgot the black bin bags that day, and he isn't coming back to buy us more.
So whenever I approach a new story or something I want to write about, usually I don't get anywhere until I have nailed down the emotion of the piece, or at least the primary emotion that I want the main character to be feeling or experience or wrestling with. And in this instance, that emotion was rage, pure, big, great, glorious rage in the face of grief. And as soon as I'd sort of nailed down that emotion, compared to how slowly I usually write, it all tumbled out quite quickly. And I attribute that mostly to the fact that the consuming nature of this emotion for the character started to slowly consume me, and I was very sort of one-track minded when I wrote it and didn't entertain the usual doubt that I think a lot of writers have in their head when writing. So of course I still had those doubts, they didn't go away, but they were definitely muffled or muted by the big nature of the emotion, I suppose. And I am really grateful, honoured, humbled, everything to receive this award. And I'm going to use it as a symbol to fight against the self-doubt going forward, because I'm sure every writer knows how much we need that. So yes, thank you. I'm very grateful.